This is a very interesting book that everyone interested in chess improvement should read, and you should read it on a chessboard, actually thinking, not on a screen. That's what was really made for. So please don't waste time with a screen and the computer, and do it on a chessboard. With that said, I just made a big video, 2 videos of how to think based on the Silman thinking method. And now, at the end of that chapter that I was reading, there is an exercise that Silman gives. I will give you this position, and then I will read you again the test of the Silman thinking method. So for those that have missed those 2 videos, they have this possibility. So at page 34, Silman writes, solve this problem and show the following: d4, e6, c4, knight f6, knight c3, bishop b4, queen c2, c5, d takes c5, castle, a3, bishop takes c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop g5, knight d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, e3. And now there is a very interesting move, queen a5. I find it kind of interesting. E takes d4, queen takes g5, queen d2, queen takes d2, king takes d2, b6, b4, bishop b7, f3. And here Silman says, we reach the position in diagram number 27. What are the imbalances and what is White's plan? So, before leaving you to solve this, I read you again the part, because you can see the position and listen to what I say, right? And that's the important thing, because you need to internalize, make inside yourself this thinking method. He says imbalances and the Silman thinking technique. He says to define the war plan does not necessarily mean that we know how to create one in an actual game. As Golombek said, this calls for the ability to recognize the existing characteristics of a position. To successfully penetrate into the mysteries of a chessboard, you have to be aware of a magic word of chess, which is imbalance. An imbalance in chess denotes any difference in the 2 respective positions. To think that the purpose of chess is solely to checkmate the opposing king is much too simplistic. The real goal of a chess game is to create an imbalance and try to build a situation in which it is favorable for you. An understanding of this statement shows that an imbalance is not necessarily an advantage. It is simply a difference. It is the player's responsibility to turn that difference into an advantage. Here is a breakdown of the different imbalances. 1. Superior minor piece, the interplay between bishops and knights. So, what is the superior? For example, is this better than this? That's what you need to ask. Is this better than this? 2. Pawn structure, a broad subject that encompasses double pawns, isolated pawns, etc. And of course, on pawn structure I made other videos in my YouTube channel, but in general there are books that are just devoted to pawn structures. Space, the annexation of territory on a chessboard. 4. Material, owning pieces of greater value than the opponent. So, is this piece of greater value than this? control of a key file or square. File, or the control of a square. Which squares do you control that are very important? For different opening, you have different squares. For example, here you can see this is a kind of outpost for white, e5. So that would make you think that you need to find a way, maybe to bring that knight there, like 1, 2, right, 3, 4, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. Depends on what you want to do. Lead in development. More force in a specific area of a board. Initiative. Dictating the tempo of a game. So who has the initiative? Generally it happens if you have sacrificed material, your opponent take it, but you have had advantage in development. So it says, recognizing these imbalances, you will find definition to all these terms in the glossary at the end of the book, and understanding their relationship to planning will be the main focus of this book. If we are to use these things properly, we must be able to break down our thinking in a way that allows us to dissect any particular position. Here there are the stages of my thinking technique that enable us to accomplish this. 1. Figure out the positive and negative imbalances for both sides. 2. Figure out the side of a board you wish to play on. You can only play where a favorable imbalance or the possibilities of creating a favorable imbalance exist. Okay, so there are 3 sectors: queen side, center, king side. Which side of the board you're going to play. Don't calculate. Instead, dream up various fantasy positions. For example, the position you would most likely to achieve. 4. Once you find a fantasy position that makes you happy, you must figure out if you can reach it. If you find that your choice was not possible to implement, you must create another dream position that is easier to achieve. 5. Only now do you look at the moves you wish to calculate, called candidate moves. The candidate moves are all the moves that lead to our dream position. This will be discussed fully in part 3 of this book. Okay, so this was chapter 2, the exercise, the diagram 27. It says solve this problem. We reach the position in diagram 27, what are the imbalances and what is white's plan. In the next video I will eventually deal with the solution to this diagram, this position. Okay, try to do the exercise because for sure it will make you improve as chess player. There is no way that you talk your way out of it. You need to actually do the exercises, do the thinking, and so on. Thank you.